Hey everyone, this is Tooba, and we are back again with another success story event. This time it's with Panagiotis, and he has cleared his PfMP in the last week of December with above target. So we are going to talk about his successful journey in this 1 hour session, and he will walk us through about everything that he has um followed and prepared during this journey. But before that, a quick introduction about myself, the company, and later on then about Panagiotis, and then we will get started with our conversation. I'm representing my company, Ontime Training and Consultancy Services. Uh, I'm the founder, owner, and lead consultant in the training and management agency. So, on-time training is a professional training and management consultancy where we promote the teachings of PMI and P3GQA mindset. We offer the support and services for multiple global credentials, including PMP, PgMP, PfMP, RMP, ACP, P3GP, and multiple other credentials by PMI. We also do offer support for the consultancy services in the project and program management domain, like PMO consultancy, career advisory, interview preparation services, organizational restructuring, and many more. So if you're interested in speaking with us, feel free to reach out. I will share the communication channels in the comment area of this post. Um, about myself, I am based in Pakistan and I have been serving full time in OTTC as a lead consultant and trainer. I have an overall experience of 18 plus years now. I have primarily worked in the software sector and in the, of course, multiple levels of management. And now I am serving as a trainer and consultant in the project program and portfolio management and governance capacity. So this is a brief about us. In this event, we will speak with Panagiotis about the portfolio management and PfMP credential and what he did to make this work for him. Hi, Panagiotis.
Hi, Tuba.
How
Glad
are
to be
you
here.
doing? Thank you very much for joining us at the event. I know you are a busy person, so thank you very much for accepting our invite.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so Panagiotis, a brief about yourself, then we will start the conversation.
Okay, I'm a chemist. I have a master in environmental chemistry, an MBA, and an MBA. I work in pharmaceutical industry for 16 years. I have progressed through many layers, and now I'm quality director for a pharmaceutical company. Uh, as regards professional certificates, I have started 3 years ago by attaining some of them. I have started from American Society of Quality. So I'm a black belt, Six Sigma black belt. I hold, I'm certified pharmaceutical GMP professional and certified manager of quality. After those three certificates from ASQ, I have moved to PMI and I have gained PMP, then PgMP, program management, and then in the last 23 of December, PfMP.
Yeah, great. So I know, as a matter of fact, that you have a fantastic profile, and being a triple P certified, of course, you have that authenticity in your profile as well. We are going to talk about that in a little bit more detail. But the very first question that probably the audience in this event would like to talk about or would like to hear from your perspective is, why one should go for PfMP? What value PfMP is adding in a delegate's profile? What would you want to talk about that?
I feel that portfolio management encompasses every single discipline within a profession. And what I mean with that, I work in quality for many years, but a quality initiative could easily be transformed in a portfolio. For example, a big quality transformation initiative could be a portfolio. A very big Six Sigma project for a company could be a portfolio. A portfolio exists also in business, in R&D, in every discipline that we see professions encompass portfolios. So I feel that someone that holds such certificate and learns through PMI framework gains a lot of knowledge and expands the knowledge within several other disciplines and gains a lot of traits so as to um, uh, so as to confront every challenge that he or she may face within a profession. And nowadays, most of the professions are based in project management, in portfolio management, in program management. So you gain a lot from these frameworks.
And do you think that you are able to apply the learnings, the findings, and the key takeaways of PfMP in your current job role as well?
Not 100%, but I will try to do it due to the fact that I have gained a lot of knowledge. And the reason that is that I cannot do it 100% due to the fact that a company must be targeted to portfolio and program management as a management framework. But of course, every portfolio knowledge and every portfolio feature can be applied even to small details or small disciplines.
I agree. I totally agree that with you, because when we learn something in the form of a standard, it's highly unlikely the case that we are in a position to apply each and everything that we have studied theoretically or in the books. But even if like 30 to 40% we are in a position to apply some of the
Yes, I would
knowledge
say
base,
20 to
yeah.
40% would be easy. It's easy to be applied.
Yeah, so that's going to be a good, return on what we have, acquired in there. Okay, moving forward, with this credential, PfMP, you also have become triple P certified by PMI, which means that you are now PMP, PgMP, and PfMP. And this skill set, the triple P, is a very unique one. It's an elite one as well. And I think hardly 500 to 600 professionals around the globe has this honor. So, like, how do you feel about this? Like, do you feel that it's a huge responsibility, or do you feel that no, it's a lot of confidence in anyone's profile? How do you feel about this?
Now I feel more confident. Of course, it's an honor, but I have strived a lot for that. It was not a very easy road due to the fact that, as you said, I'm very busy professional. So I studied at night, during weekends, early in the morning, weekends. So I feel glad about it that I have gained all three of them because it was a very, very difficult road. I have started from PMP June 23, studying, I mean, and now we're here after 1.5 years with all three of them. So I feel honored, but it's also a responsibility because I need to find ways so as to apply all of this knowledge to my discipline. But yes, I feel glad.
Great. And do you also feel that going in a particular order, like first PMP, then program management, then portfolio management, it helps in the study process, or because
Yeah.
there is no as such order defined by PMI, and there is no as such obligation or eligibility requirement by PMI. However, in a logical sense, I personally feel that yes, this pathway like PMP, like projects, then program, then portfolio with the right experience and right expertise in your business area, it makes sense. So because this is a question that people ask, that can we go PfMP before PgMP? Can we go PfMP after PgMP, kind of thing? So what would you say?
I would say that it's logical for someone to go at first for PMP, but it's not a prerequisite. There are a lot of people that go directly to PgMP, but I wouldn't recommend it because you need to understand the PMI framework so as to be able to solve the questions. Otherwise, it would be difficult. So if someone goes directly to PgMP, it's very, very difficult. And of course, the lab from PMP to PgMP is a huge one. So I would say that you should first learn the principles for project management and then do the leap from program management. PgMP and PfMP are very, very difficult. They're very complex, very situational, very complex questions, real world problems that many people are not accustomed to. So I would say that I feel that the right logical way is PMP, PgMP, and then PfMP. I would put PfMP and PgMP in the same level of difficulty, but I would give a very slight credit to, as regards difficulty, to program management, to PgMP, due to the fact that the concepts for program management are much more complex than PfMP. A lot of complex topics, interrelations. PMI framework is very, very complex from program management, but the level of exam difficulty is the same, I would say. But the concepts for program is difficult, much more difficult.
Yes, I totally, on an individual capacity, I also agree with you that the concept of program is complex. It's a little difficult to absorb, and it's inherently difficult to understand as well with respect to the concept of project or portfolio. However, the exam, when it comes to the exam of PfMP or PgMP or even PMP, the difficulty level, I would say, is more or less the same. The exam is challenging in all the cases. Okay, moving forward in our conversation, probably this question is going to be of interest to the candidates who are actively preparing for the exam or probably who are considering going for PfMP in the shorter or longer run. How much time did you spend for your study? So for those who are listening, I would like to make a mention that Panagiotis is one such delegate who secured all above target in the exam, which is a big deal, which is a huge deal. And this is the best result one can achieve in the exam. And this in the PMI exam is a big deal because PMI exams are difficult. So he secured like an outstanding score in the exam, and probably like you as an aspirant, and I also would like to understand that what he really did to make it work for him. So yeah, maybe any advice that you would want to give to the aspirants.
I have started the PfMP application at the end of August, and it took me 3.5 months to reach to the certificate. I was studying 1 to 2 hours per day during weekdays, and 3 to 4, 5 to 6 within weekend. So basically, yes, this is how I have done it.
And I think you have actively prepared for 2 to 3 months, like in the same mode, like 1 hour per weekday, and I think around 3 to 6 hours per weekend, right?
Correct.
So roughly we can say that you were studying around 10 to 14 hours per week for around 2 to 3 months.
Yes, 10 hours per week, I would say. Yes, 10 hours per week. I would say in total above 100 hours.
Yeah, because
including the standard for project portfolio management, studying, I mean, keeping notes, and of course the mock tests. This was the most crucial thing. I have solved more than 3,000 mock questions.
Yeah, and we in our study plan also provided a plan of around 100 to 120 hours as well, with all the coverage of videos and everything that was in there. So yeah, so to those who want to understand that how the study plan for the PFMP should look like. We recommend a study of around 100 to 120 hours, like of course focus and dedicated study, not the distracted one. And with that, you should be covering the standard, the maybe if you have recorded videos, the slides, the mocks, the practice, the practical understanding, the discussions, everything included in there, especially the practice. The mock exams are very, very important from the exam perspective. And this is also important that you divide your study plan in a more synchronous manner, rather you overwhelm yourself with a lot of study hours towards the end or when your exam is approaching. It's important that you start slowly, keep it light, keep it easy for you in the beginning, and then you establish like a momentum in the meantime. This is our personal observation, and that our disconnected study with a slow and steady pace is way more better than you just like start studying upfront in the last 1 to 2 weeks or so, right? So this is a suggestion. Anything else with respect to the exam prep that you would want to give, Panagiotis?
Uh, no, the path that if we want to do a conclusion for the path that I followed, initially I started studying the standard for portfolio management. At the end of every chapter, I have studied your specific slides so as to consolidate the knowledge. During and after the end of every chapter, I have also solved some mock questions that you provided to me, which are per specific knowledge discipline that portfolio management have. And then when I finished the standard for portfolio management, then I started with the mock tests.
Okay, and one very usual and frequently asked question that we receive from the PFMP aspirants and those who are interested in the exam, that like how does the exam look like, especially those who are going to the exam room for any PMI exam the very first time. They are very confused and they are very conscious about the exam experience itself, like how those 4 hours in the exam room looks like. So anything that you found helpful, like probably time management or pressure handling or like exam taking strategy, anything that you think can be
Personally, due
helpful.
to the fact that I have progressed from program management, which is very, very difficult, and then to portfolio management, I didn't have any problem with time. So I didn't have any stress on that. But I would say that portfolio management questions are very, very demanding. They are very, very situational. They are, most of them are real world problems. And the PMI does not test only your knowledge on some theory, but mostly your situational view on the problems that you have in front of you. Questions are very long. Most of them are very long. The English are very some of the questions have very complex English. There were 5 questions for arithmetic, but in general, expect someone needs to solve many, many mock questions so as then at the day of the exams to be ready. Otherwise, when you will see the first questions, the first 10 questions, if you are not well prepared, you will face a very big mountain in front of you, and you will get discouraged. And then you will get stressed and you will answer arbitrarily. So the basic, what I would suggest to anyone is solve as many mocks as you can.
Great. And any tips about the how the simulator looks like, and any particular topic that they should be focusing, like calculations should be done like really well, or any particular focus on any particular topic versus not like some topics which could be like less important. Do you want to talk about that? If you don't want to talk about it, that's also fine.
No, I don't have an issue. I would say that the discipline of strategic alignment is very, very crucial, and governance. Those are very, very hot topics, I would say. As regards the arithmetic questions, they didn't have so many complex ones, complex calculations, but you need to understand them well so as to apply the right answer. I would say that the questions about the performance and strategic alignment were the most devoted on these disciplines.
Yeah, and to those who are new to all this, like they are not really aware of how the curriculum of portfolio management by PMI looks like, I can give you a brief idea about it. So PMI has divided the curriculum in 5 main areas: strategic alignment, portfolio governance, portfolio performance, portfolio communication, and portfolio risk management. So whatever as a portfolio manager we are doing in our portfolio manager role, we are contributing to any of these 5 areas. Of course, there are comprehensive processes and tools and different concepts involved in each of the domain area. And the exam also tests you in these 5 domains. And in this connect, Panagiotis was mentioning that strategic alignment and governance topics are a little bit more demanding in the exam with respect to the scenarios that are asked in the exam based question, especially the governance area. In my personal opinion, the governance is the area which is the toughest in the PfMP exam, and this is one area which is connected to every other area to the portfolio management as well, right? So governance and strategic both actually like are this way. So yeah, and Panagiotis is absolutely right about the calculation related questions. That those are, I would say, low hanging fruits in the exam. Those are easy in the exam if you have the right practice and you have the right understanding about aggregate performance calculation and some KPIs and some techniques about portfolio prioritization and all. Then that's going to be easy in the exam. Those apparently look difficult, but those are actually easy in the exam, right? So yeah, this is a bit about how exam looks like. Moving forward, one very, I would say the tough nut to crack in the overall PfMP process is the application, the experience writing part of your portfolio management to become eligible for the exam, right? So, how has been the application crafting as well as approval process for you? How easy or difficult it has been for you, and what would you like to guide the audience about that?
In general, if someone goes for the application on his own, it's difficult. But due to the fact that I approached you and you helped me with the template and the right philosophy behind the application that PMI wants, for myself it was easy. So your help was pivotal, so as to write it in a very profound way, and from the first attempt it was accepted. So from my experience, it was easy. But due to the fact that you helped me with the template and the whole essay. So
Yeah.
this was easy.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's difficult.
yeah,
It's
and
very.
in case we would like to talk more about what really goes in application. So application actually is all about your eligibility. So there's an eligibility criteria for every PMI credential. So it's the case with PfMP. In case of PfMP, the requirement is that you at least need to have an 8 years of business experience overall, with a more focused portfolio management experience of 4 years. Along with that, you need to have at least 4 years of professional qualification. And in case you don't have a 4 years of professional qualification, then the experience requirement for portfolio management is minimum 7 years. So this is the eligibility requirement, which is written in a very complex and not complex, but a comprehensive subjective way in the application by some questions which are asked about these 5 domains that I talked about, and you need to answer that in a way that you demonstrate your real life experience in the PMI mindset of portfolio management. So this is what the requirement in the application is. It's not difficult. It's just that they test you on the right mindset of portfolio management and the common mistakes that people make, because of which the application is rejected or returned from the first approval, or the in most of the cases from the panel approval, is because the application either are not written in a unique way with your personalized experience, or the applications are written in a project management mindset when you are expected to demonstrate yourself as a portfolio manager, right? We want to talk more about that because we have a limited time over here. If you want to talk more about your application requirements or so, you can connect with us separately. I'm going to share the communication channels in the chat box. Okay, so thank you very much for this, Panagiotis. Let's move forward with our conversation. So I had been your mentor during your PfMP journey, and of course, you went for our self-paced PfMP course for your journey. So how has been your experience with our material and mentoring services and all? I am talking about it because people like to, and I'm seeing some of the questions in the chat box already, that people would like to know more about what really you received from us in the material, how has been the coverage from our side, what value did we add in your journey, what mocks did you practice, and were those helpful, or were those same or similar in the exam kind of question. This is a
Yes.
commonly this is like one of the commonly asked question as well. So what would you want to talk about this?
I have used your mocks for that you provided me. There were many of them. There were many of them, and I have solved them all. I have solved all of them. So I have used your mocks, and I would say that they have they had a gradual difficulty, and the first ones help you. The meaning the first when you supplied me a specific preparation path. You told me solve this one first, then do in the meantime after the first one the second one. So you gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So basically the last one that you have provided me were the most difficult one, and I would say that the majority of them were very close to real exams.
Yeah, and
For example,
when
Green Book, and the last one that you provided me, what was it? The name?
yeah, so it was a set of questions that I have provided. So yeah, I know that which mock you are talking about. So yeah, like overall, you mean that the practice that we have provided is more than enough to get ready and
Yes.
get that exam readiness confidence and go to the exam, because this is the question, that the mocks that we are providing and the way we are asking you to cover that, is that sufficient to reach to that point that you say that yes, I'm exam ready. Okay.
Yes.
That
Correct.
okay. That's great. And one thing that I would like to mention to the candidates as well as the aspirants, that never look out for something which is similar for the exam. That's not the right thing to go about, because the purpose of the mock is to give you a holistic understanding of your concepts, like an end-to-end coverage of the whole curriculum, as well as to give you that like confidence about your exam preparation, your concepts, your grasp on this overall thing. The purpose of mocks is not to like give you like a set of 200 300 questions with the idea that out of these 300 questions 170 is going to appear in the exam. This is like of course unethical, and this is not the right idea about these professional and super elite credentials. So the idea is that you get that readiness for the exam, and after doing that practice we guarantee that whatever comes in front of you in the exam, whatever question, whatever scenario,
Correct.
you are in a position to apply your knowledge, and you are positioned to attempt that's the beauty of it, right? That's the
Yes,
right
yes.
context and beauty of it.
I
So
agree.
yes,
Yes, this is the
and
goal.
and we provide this guarantee and confidence to you with our complete coverage. Like not only mocks, every piece I would say in the study plan and the journey is important. Recordings has their own importance. Discussions has their own importance. Slides has their own importance. Book reading is also important. Of course, practice is also important. Everything is important in this overall coverage. Okay, so thank you very much, Panagiotis, for this. One thing that we want to talk about in this conversation is, of course, this is not really with respect to the exam, but this is about the value of this credential. So everybody has their own idea of how they are going to get the return or payback from a skill set or a professional qualification or a certification. So what is your take on the return on investment on these PMI certifications, particularly PfMP certification?
I feel that return on investment would come from the knowledge that have been attained. So my CV has become and will become even more stronger. And all this knowledge that I have gained, and all the not only PfMP but explicitly PfMP, position me very high, I would say, in the framework of professional certifications. So in due time, return on investment would come one or the other way. But the most important thing is that someone gains a lot of knowledge through these certificates. They are not easy, so you gain confidence, and at the end, return on investment would come from the confidence that you possess.
Yeah, and if I need to answer this question, like if somebody asks me, and actually when people come to us for sales lead and for inquiries, they ask this question as well, that after attaining this credential, am I going to get a new job right away, or am I going to get a new role or promotion or something? Is that going to be the case? So I say that no, probably not right away, or not probably like the very next day after your exam. But yes, in due time, with the right application and implementation of this knowledge, this can happen, and this is going to take its own time, its own journey, its own mechanism. So return is not only financial, return is not only tangible, return has a lot of different meanings as well. And being a professional, we need to understand this, and we need to think that way, right? Okay, so thank you very much, Panagiotis, for this useful conversation. I know that your schedule is very busy, and still you were able to take out some time for this conversation. In the end, do you want to provide any word of advice or anything to the PfMP aspirants?
I would say that don't be afraid of this certificate. In the beginning, it seems like a mountain, but if you are consistent in studying, follow your study plan, Tubas, I mean, solve as many mocks as you can, then and you have a clear and concise target, the exam day. it's feasible. It's difficult questions. It's difficult exams, of course. No doubt about it, as well as program management. But if you have a clear target and concise and robust preparation with consistency, it's something feasible.
Great advice. Thank you very much for this. And thank you very much for joining. In the end, we are going to take the audience questions. There are some already available in the chat box. And if anybody has got any question, you can just unmute and you can ask your question directly from me or Panagiotis. But let's first answer those which are there in the chat box. So Raja is asking that which edition of PfMP standard we need to follow for the exam. Panagiotis, you want to make a comment on that?
I followed the third edition. I didn't go to fourth. I don't know if PMI will change it in due time, but I followed third edition.
This is correct. Although the fourth edition has been in the market for many years now, I think more than 6 to 7 years, but the exam has not been updated for more than 6 to 7 years actually. So they have not really updated the exam. So if you are going for your personal study or personal knowledge base acquiring, or you can go with any edition. But if you are going to the exam room, the fourth edition is very different than the third edition, and exam content outline, the ECO based on which the exam is followed or exam is articulated, it's more relevant or is more aligned to the third edition. So go to the third edition. As of now, the comment is this. If exam format changes or something changes, of course, we will keep you posted on our channels and on our pages as well. Okay, one other question from Farhan is that are the mocks that you practice similar to the exam questions? By similar, I mean he wants to know the relevance. Like, did you find those relevant
Yes,
or not?
they were very, very relevant. As you explained also, through the mocks, you consolidate the knowledge and then you are ready to confront every question. You don't expect to being able to have been able to solve the exact question. They're very, very situational ones. So, but if you gain the knowledge, then it's easy to answer.
Yes, so our mocks are relevant and our mocks are of different, like varying level of difficulty and varying level of coverage as well. So it's not one mock that we provide like a complete set of question answer banks, and we guarantee that if you cover all of them, you are more than ready for the exam. Okay, one question again by Raja is that how about the ITTO's base question, and when did you crack the exam? So he did that in the last week of December. He has done that recently, actually.
23rd of December.
Yes, 23rd of December. He has done that recently. And how about the ITTO based questions? This is an interesting question.
I didn't, even though that I was afraid of the such questions because they were difficult ones. Fortunately, I didn't confront any ITTO based questions, not even one.
That's true. Yeah,
Not
sure.
even one. So yes, I was lucky. I don't know. There were no questions. Most of the majority of the questions that I faced were situational ones.
Yeah,
Case
this is
studies.
correct. The PMI exam questions are scenario based. So although in those scenarios, they expect you to know those ITTOs behind the picture, but they are not going to ask you like in a very direct or straightforward way that this is the process, what's the input to this, what's the output to this. This type of question is not directly asked in the exam, but yes, they are going to map that in a proper professional scenario, and with that, they are going to ask about your understanding on those ITTOs. So the answer to this question is you need to have the knowledge of ITTOs, but if you expect that they are going to ask you straight or direct ITTO based question in the exam, so the answer is no, they are not going to. They are going to ask you the same knowledge of processes, ITTOs and all in proper scenarios, practical scenarios. Okay. So there is a question from Shahul Hamid that is the question pattern change from January 2nd? Is the question coming from fourth edition? So I don't know. I have heard this rumor from others as well, like from others in my professional network. My delegates, actually two of my other delegates, not Panagiotis, but like other delegates have gone to the exam room after 2nd Jan. And no, they didn't really mention anything like a change in the exam. Their comment and their feedback post exam was more or less same or similar to what Panagiotis is providing. So I'm not aware. For your information, exam doesn't change this way. If there is a change in format or there is a change in exam, that's going to be announced on the PMI website. That's going to be updated in the ECU and everything. And they formally announce that everywhere on their website and via email and so. So at least we are not aware of any such change, and neither the delegates who went to the exam room recently have mentioned anything about this. So no, we are not aware. Um, and do we have any other questions? What are the resources used for PMP exam prep? We have already talked about that in our conversation, Raja. So in case you have missed that out, I'm going to share the recording in a while. You can listen to that again. Uh, okay, there's a comment from Farhan that I feel that I will do PgMP first and then PfMP. Yeah, this is a natural progression. This is the expected order, but there is no hard and fast requirement by PMI with respect to the eligibility criteria. If you feel that you want to go for PfMP first, skipping PgMP or maybe like going for PgMP later on, you can also opt for that. So yeah, I think this is about the questions which are there on the comment box. If anybody has got any other question from me or Panagiotis about this conversation, please feel free to raise your hand or unmute and ask it. And if no, then we are done with our conversation. Okay, so there is another comment that maybe because of no ITTO question, recent exam takers may assume it changed. No, it has been this way since forever. The exam has always been scenario based and practical and implementation oriented. So there is no as such change. It never was direct ITTO based questions ever. So no, I don't think that is the case, right? Anybody has got any other question? Otherwise, we are done with our conversation. All good? Thank you very much, Panagiotis, then. And thank you for joining and sharing the useful invites. I will be back very soon with another success story. Till then, everybody take care. Have
Thank
a
you
good
very
day.
much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.